Have you ever wondered which wild horse is the biggest in the world? Massive war horses, roaming free and untouched by humans, still exist today. In this video, you'll discover the most powerful wild horses on the planet. These horses aren't just wild creatures. They are living witnesses to history, tied to ancient civilizations, legendary battles, and the ultimate fight for survival in the harshest environments on Earth. Are you ready to uncover the largest and most powerful wild horses in the world? Let's dive in. Mustang, the spirit of the West. No horse represents the freedom of America like the Mustang, the spirit of the West. These wild horses once ruled the open plains, becoming a symbol of strength and untamed wilderness. Standing 56 to 62 inches, 15.2 hands tall, and weighing 800 to 1,000 pounds, the Mustang isn't the biggest, but it's fast, powerful, and incredibly tough. That's why it ranks at Tier 3, the wild general. Horses in this category strike the perfect balance between size, speed, and adaptability, thriving in the wild without human care. Descended from Spanish warhorses, the Mustang is hardy and perfectly adapted to extreme environments, from open grasslands to rugged mountains. Now, compare it to the American cream draft, the cream-colored giant, standing 64-68 inches, 16 to 17 hands, and weighing 1,800 to 2,000 pounds. The Mustang is smaller but far more agile and enduring, while the American cream draft is built for sheer power but lacks speed. Then there's the Ardennes, the Iron Titan, a 2,200 plus pounds draft horse designed for heavy pulling and endurance, yet it can't match the Mustang's speed and maneuverability. It may not be the biggest, but the Mustang is an unbreakable symbol of freedom. And the next horse on this list will leave you stunned by its sheer power. Noota horse, the prairie warrior. Carrying the bloodline of the Lakota warriors' legendary steeds, the Noota horse, the prairie warrior, stands out for its strength, endurance, and unmatched agility across the rugged terrain of North Dakota, USA. Standing 58 to 66 inches, 14.2 to 16.2 hands, tall, and weighing 1,000 to 1,300 pounds, the Noota horse is larger than most Mustangs, built with a solid frame, powerful legs, and impressive acceleration. That's why it ranks at Tier 2, the muscle titan. Horses in this category aren't giants, but they have superior strength, endurance, and the ability to haul heavy loads over long distances. Known for its intelligence and loyalty, the Noota horse can read human emotions, making it an ideal war horse. Its rugged, durable hooves allow it to grip onto rocky hillsides, a feat many domestic breeds struggle with. Now, compare it to the Boulonnais, the angelic horse, standing 64-67 inches, 16 to 16.3 hands. The Noota horse is smaller but far tougher in the wild, while the Boulonnais excels in pulling strength but requires a more stable environment. The Comtois, the mountain powerhouse, is incredibly strong, but it can't match the Noota horse's speed and ability to survive in extreme conditions. It may not be the largest, but the Noota horse is the undefeated warrior of the wild prairie. And the next horse? Brace yourself. Its sheer greatness will leave you in awe. Przewalski's horse, the prehistoric warrior. Think wild horses have to be massive? Wrong. Przewalski's horse, the prehistoric warrior, is the last truly wild horse on Earth. Standing only 48-56 inches, 12 to 14 hands tall, and weighing 550 to 800 pounds, it may be small, but it's a survivor, thriving for hundreds of thousands of years in extreme conditions. Despite being smaller than most wild horses, it has a rock-solid bone structure, powerful muscles, and unmatched endurance. That's why it ranks at Tier 4, the steel dwarf. Horses in this category aren't the biggest, but they can outlast and outsurvive even the most extreme environments, unlike massive war horses that rely on human care. At one point, this horse was declared extinct in the wild, but against all odds, it made a comeback and now roams freely across the Mongolian steppes. Unlike Mustangs or Kiger Mustangs, Przewalski's horse has never been domesticated, keeping its ancient DNA intact for hundreds of thousands of years. Now, stack it up next to a Clydesdale, the moving mountain, towering at 72 inches, 18 hands, and weighing over 2,000 pounds, and Przewalski's horse might look tiny, but if you dropped a Clydesdale into the wild, it wouldn't last nearly as long as this steel dwarf. It may not be the biggest horse, but it's the toughest. But don't blink, because the next horse on this list will blow your mind with its raw speed and untamed wildness. Chincoteague pony, the island warrior. Think wild horses only roam the plains? Think again. Chincoteague pony, the island warrior, has survived wild on Ahsanous Island, USA for centuries, enduring brutal storms, salt water, and harsh living conditions. Standing 52 to 60 inches, 13 to 15 hands, tall and weighing 700 to 900 pounds, it's not massive, but it's unbelievably tough, resilient, and built to survive. That's why it ranks at Tier 4, the steel dwarf. Horses in this category aren't the biggest, but they thrive in the most extreme conditions nature can throw at them. With freshwater scarce, this horse evolved the ability to filter salt water. Its thick coat shields it from the cold, and its compact muscular frame allows it to move effortlessly across deep sand. Now compare it to the Shire horse, the British giant, towering at 68 to 72 inches, 17 to 18 hands, and weighing over 2,000 pounds. Chincoteague pony might look tiny, but it thrives without human intervention, while a Shire would struggle to survive on its own. Then there's the Percheron, the muscle machine, built to pull tons of weight but put it on loose sand, and it won't match the agility of the Chincoteague pony. It may not be the biggest horse, but it's a master of survival. And if you think this is impressive, wait until you see what's next. Banker horse, the ocean rider. Not the plains or deep forests. Banker horse, the ocean rider, is one of the rare wild horses that thrives along the coast. Enduring violent storms on North Carolina's Outer Banks, it has adapted to a harsh environment where food and fresh water are scarce. Standing 56 to 62 inches, 15.2 hands, tall and weighing 800 to 1,000 pounds, the banker horse isn't massive, but it's incredibly tough, agile, and built for survival. That's why it ranks at Tier 3, the wild general. Horses in this category aren't giants, but they strike the perfect balance of strength, speed, and endurance. This horse has a unique ability to find food, eating seagrasses and coastal plants that most horses can't digest. Its rock-solid hooves allow it to move across shifting sand without sinking. Now compare it to the Percheron, the muscle machine. Towering at 64-68 inches, 16 to 17 hands, and over 2,000 pounds. The banker horse is smaller but far more independent and maneuverable, while the Percheron relies on human care. Suffolk Punch, the red giant, is a powerhouse of raw strength, but on soft sand, it wouldn't match the banker horse's agility. It may not be the biggest, but banker horse is the ultimate survivalist, thriving where few others can. And if you think this is impressive, just wait until you see what's next. Kiger Mustang, the wild stallion. With pure Spanish warhorse bloodlines, the Kiger Mustang, the wild stallion, is one of the most striking, powerful, and agile wild horses in existence. As the rarest Mustang breed, it embodies raw wildness and an unbreakable spirit. Standing 58-64 inches, 14.2 to 16 hands tall, and weighing 900 to 1,100 pounds, the Kiger Mustang isn't massive, but it's built for speed, endurance, and strength. That's why it ranks at Tier 3, the wild general. Horses in this category aren't the heaviest, but they possess the perfect balance of power, agility, and survival instincts. This breed is renowned for explosive sprinting speed and razor-sharp reflexes, allowing it to evade predators effortlessly. Originating from Oregon, USA, the Kiger Mustang has preserved its distinct Spanish coat color, staying true to its legendary ancestors. Now, compare it to the Russian heavy draft, the Eastern Giant, standing 62 to 68 inches, 15.2 to 17 hands, and weighing 1,800 to 2,200 pounds. The Kiger Mustang is smaller but far more agile and enduring, while the Russian heavy draft is built for brute force but lacks speed. Then there's the Jutland, the Nordic warhorse, a powerhouse in strength, but it simply can't match the lightning-fast speed and maneuverability of the Kiger Mustang. It may not be the biggest, but the Kiger Mustang is the ultimate symbol of speed and wild spirit. And the next horse? Get ready. Its sheer power will leave you speechless. Canadian horse, the Arctic armor. Born to conquer the brutal Canadian winters, the Canadian horse, the Arctic armor, is one of the toughest and most resilient wild horses on Earth. With massive pulling strength, surprising speed, and unmatched endurance, it has earned the title of the little horse with the big engine. Standing 60-66 inches, 15 to 16.2 hands, tall and weighing 1,100 to 400 pounds, the Canadian horse is muscular, powerful, and built for survival. That's why it ranks at Tier 1, the giant relic. Horses in this category aren't just big, they are absolute powerhouses, capable of pulling heavy loads and covering long distances in extreme conditions. This breed is built for the cold, with a thick coat and a powerful circulatory system. allowing it to withstand freezing temperatures effortlessly. Historically, they were used in war, farming, and heavy transport, proving their versatility and strength. Now, compare it to the Brabant, the Belgian giant, standing 66-70 inches, 16.2 to 17.2 hands. The Canadian horse is smaller but far more agile and enduring, while the Brabant is a powerhouse of raw strength but lacks speed. Then there's the Dole Gudbrandsdal, the Viking war horse, an incredibly strong breed, but it can't match the Canadian horse's speed and cold resistance. Not just big and powerful, the Canadian horse is the ultimate symbol of resilience and endurance, rightfully claiming its spot at the top of this list.